And now go back to correct my mistake. Please welcome on stage Mr. Kemal Cetin from FrieslandCampina, joined by his partner Michael Maas from ServiceNow.
Hello.
You are alone on the stage, I presume, right?
Yes, yes, I'm here all by myself.
It's always the question who makes mistakes. It's me,
Yes.
right?
It's all right.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
The challenge with you, as with so many companies, is finding a balance between stability and agility, data-driven work, and creating value propositions.
Yep.
Please, can you share your IT strategy and journey you are on within FrieslandCampina, Kemal?
Thanks, Rob, and good to be here. Good afternoon to everybody. For the last 3 years, we've been staying on the same journey, same strategy. The contents evolve, but let's say the main focus areas have been the same. It always starts with business continuity, and now security is becoming a much bigger component of that. So we want to make sure our base is, our foundation is stable, safe, and running in a cost-efficient way. The second is, as any company, FrieslandCampina is going through significant change. That means new capabilities needed as the world changes, as the market, consumers, customers change. How do we enable those new capabilities? And then the last one is, obviously, the world also changes, the technology world changes. We need to make sure whatever we do, we have an eye on the future, so we are future-proofing ourselves, our platforms, our way of working. Those three focus areas have been our anchor strategically for the last 3 years and defines what we do from a organizational perspective.
Kemal, can you do a bit of deep dive? How is data, you're talking about balancing operations with data needs, but how is data in today's world impacting the strategy of FrieslandCampina?
Huge. I mean, we are on a journey. I cannot claim that we are the most data-driven company, but we made that a explicit priority. It is a focus area that we have been spending a lot of time, effort, energy, and money over the last 3 years. We are, I would call, the second phase of our journey. We have realized many success stories across the organization that has now created enough demand for us to manage that at a different level, different scale. And it's all about building the right platforms, but more importantly, building the right skills and competencies in the organization so people can make data-driven decisions. And the success stories that I mentioned in supply chain, in commercial side, in HR, in procurement is helping sell it on its own. And it's good to see the momentum.
Right. Before we continue, we have a visual to underline the story here, of course. So, Michael, what does the partnership between FrieslandCampina and ServiceNow looks like?
Yeah, can I comment on the data-driven piece?
You may, if you want to descript, rescript.
Isn't it awesome to be analog and see people versus a Zoom? I think it's incredible.
Indeed.
Right? So, but going back to our partnership. So when I met Kemal, we had actually a round table with our CEO, Bill McDermott, just before the pandemic. And Kemal said, these customers, I'm surprised. I'm amazed what they're doing with the ServiceNow platform. But that's not what we're doing. So we basically reset the relationship. We started to get to know each other better. Then we had a more of a holistic view on FrieslandCampina's strategy and vision. But then we started with the first step. And that is, how can we stop customization? How can we use the ServiceNow platform? And the platform we have, it allows you to optimize, to connect silos, and to build any digital experience and process. And we connect processes to people. But what we did is to listen to Kemal. So if you have ServiceNow people here in the room and they're here, you recognize them on big ears because they tend to listen well. And on that start, we started to build a plan, and we started to deliver and grow and get to know each other even better. And I'm really impressed with the journey we're on. And also we even done things like an old-fashioned meeting, as we call an executive briefing center visit. Dutch government allowed us to meet up. We took the advantage to meet up as a team, which was really next level, to say how can we influence maybe the IT and OT strategy.
Yes. Kemal, if you look at 3 years ago, your day was filled with everything that got solved by ServiceNow. So what does it allow you to do now that you couldn't do 3 years ago?
Yep.
What does your day look like?
We are an early adopter of ServiceNow. I think we liked and adopted it so much. We customized it. So, and quickly we realized that this is not helping us in terms of achieving our objectives. At the same time, we also had a fragmented approach to how different shared service activities are managed across ServiceNow or similar products. What we decided to do is, as Michael said, is to make sure that we go what the platform offers, what all the experience that they build with the other customers, leverage them as much as possible, and use the same approach, not just in IT, that's where we started, but also in our finance shared services, in our procurement shared services, in our HR shared services. And it's good to see that you have a unified experience. Facilities, for example, which is becoming even more important in these days still with the openings. To have one unified experience, whether you're raising a ticket to ask for an issue, addressing an issue on your laptop, or booking a room, or a problem with an invoice, or a problem with your payroll statement, is the same platform, same experience from a employee perspective. And that is what we wanted to achieve. I'm very happy that we are very much on that path. I think the other important thing is, big part of the change for me was around how do we stop talking about I've implemented X, Y, and Z to we focus on how do we create business value. Let's focus on the outcomes. I also should recognize Wipro, the third part of our relationship or enablement journey. Between ourselves, ServiceNow, and Wipro, we came together and said, these are the things that we want to accomplish, not necessarily deploying a module X or module Y. And it wasn't easy, it wasn't natural at the beginning, to be frank, because I think part of the way that we look at the world as IT people is we look at features, we look at nice screens, we look at modules, not always customer experience, not always reduction in number of days it takes to solve a certain problem, or any other business outcome in that sense. That is something that we have explicitly asked to focus on, and I'm also happy to see that we are getting some successes on that front. It is still a journey. I cannot claim a full victory, but we are definitely on the right path.
We will pinpoint that for CIODAY 2024 then, or 5 then.
The fall 22.
Yeah,
Fall
we
22.
take that there. Michael, just a fair question. If I am correct, and I hear it correct, Kemal, it's about not the X, Y, Z, it's about the value within the discussion. What does that mean in terms of your cultural change? It's not only Bill, I guess, right?
No. So sort of, if you look into building value, we're living and we're going towards a services-led economy. So we expect, and analysts are saying in the next decade, we grow 70% of our GDP into services-led business. You need to have a technology platform underneath, and you need to create value. So what we tend to do is to compute the value, and you have to have a basic foundation in place, which is a clean platform. And we've seen a lot of customers, actually, who are here on stage, who went through this journey as well. I think, if I'm allowed to, like Heineken, Philips, and Shell, have gone through the same process, and we just heard Ahold as well saying the same. It's a foundation you need to work on. You need to set the expectation. If you do that and you create the value, it's a big shift. It's a big shift because you're not only talking about technology, you're also talking about process and people.
So we're talking much more market pull than technology push today, right?
Yeah. Very much so.
Right. Gentlemen, I would like to thank you, Mr. Kemal Cetin and Mr. Michael Maas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.